Alright, welcome back to Dark Souls for Dummies. This is Dark Souls, and I'm the dummy. I went and tried to fight the Kepper a couple times, and I wasn't doing very well, and I died. So, that's why I have no souls now. I may or may not show me dying terribly against Capra. There's some other stuff we should do. That if you remember, we saved Lautrec up at the Undead Church or whatever, and so now he's down here. I'm going to kick his shiny butt off this cliff here, because I don't like him very much. So sort of spoilers, if you leave him alive, he'll kill this Firekeeper, and that will knock out the bonfire up here. It'll kill this bonfire. You won't be able to use it, which is really annoying. And you can recover it eventually, but it requires some pretty hard stuff, and it takes a while. It doesn't happen until Anne Orlando. So it's easiest just to give him a little nudge and say goodbye, shiny man. And you don't get any items this way, but if you quit and back out, then you will get the items. So we'll just quit and reload, and his items are now here. So we get some humanity, and we get the Ring of Favor and Protection, which is a really good ring. There's a good reason not to put it on, because if you put it on, you basically can't take it off, because it'll break if you take it off, and that's really sad, because it's a great ring. But this is great for people that are bad at Dark Souls like us, that it sort of makes everything about you better, and so you just leave it on and sort of live with the fact that you'll only have one ring slot from now on. It's occasionally annoying, but it's worth it for... You can see how much it increased my HP up there, that part that's black instead of red, because that's new HP. So it increases your equipment load and your stamina and your health, and it's just all around a great, you know, make Dark Souls slightly easier item. So that's one thing that we can do. Another thing we can do, since fighting Capra isn't going very well right now, is take a visit up to our crow friend. So up there by the nest, up there by the crow is the nest, and I want to make my way up there. This is a nice little thing to do, and this may not be the best time to do it, but when you're having trouble with the boss and not feeling up to it, you know, try something else for a while. Come back with fresh eyes. So the trick here is to get off at floor 2. The elevator doesn't stop, sadly, but you can hop off here. You can carefully make your way over here. You can see that there's some items that we should try to get. So the difficult thing is this little bit. I think you can just sort of roll off here. Yeah. And it's ridiculous that this is something that you're supposed to do, but you're supposed to do it. Well, you don't have to do it. This is sort of like a secret. Hello, crow friend. From here, I could get down and get that item, but then I'd have to go through this nonsense again. So I'm going to wait to get that until a little bit later. I don't remember what that is, but I don't think it's super important. But up here, not this side, around this side you can get to the nest. And you can curl up like a ball and pretend to be an egg. And, you know, ponder your fate for a while. This is how Dark Souls makes you feel a lot of the time, is that you just want to curl up into the fetal position for a while. And your crow friend feels bad for you, that he made a mistake bringing you here, so he brings you back to where you started. Back to the Undead Asylum. Since you're clearly insane and think you're an egg. Should this dude be sitting on these eggs? I don't know. Okay, so you might notice that things are a little bit different here. That there's, again, these sort of torch hollows. Remember that you really don't want to get hit by that fire because it's vicious. Okay. My stamina catch up a little bit. Goodbye. So now you can trade items with
You give me warm, give me soft.
So you can give these guys certain items, and if you give them good items, they will give you good stuff in return. We picked up this rubbish back in Undeadburg. Now, to actually do the trade, you have to do the quit reset thing. So we'll do that real quick. And reload. And if you gave them a good item, they'll give you a good item.
Give me warm, give me soft.
So we get a Titanite chunk for that rubbish. It works once, and then, you know, you just sort of have to figure out what they want or look it up, which is a lot easier. But there are some things that you get that way that are quite valuable. So you might remember, like, when we first woke up in Dark Souls, we were next to a cage that had a big demon in it, and then up here we fought another big demon, but we could still hear another demon crashing around. And you don't really want to step in the middle of this floor. You might notice that, like, it's sort of rubbly and wobbly. That this doesn't really look flat anymore. And if you walk across the middle of it, you fall through and you have to fight a boss, and it'll probably kill me. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. What happens if I lure him across the floor? Does this do anything? I don't think so. But it'll break a few steps where that guy is. I'm going to avoid it for the time being. I should be able to kill that boss, but it causes me problems sometimes because I'm bad at Dark Souls. So we can wander around here. So you can rest all these bonfires if you want to. It's sort of easier if you don't, because then you can homeward bone back to Firelink. But what we want to do is get an item upstairs. I don't know which way is the fastest way to do this, so bear with me wandering around a little bit. We do need to be careful because, as you've seen, there's some new enemies around, and some of them are really mean. Like that guy. You might remember the Black Knight that I fought. Actually, the 2 Black Knights that I fought. This is where you got your shield. And instead of an archer, you've got this guy. And again, you have to fight him now in a really constrained hallway, so like it's possible to get backstabs off, but it gets really hard to get backstabs off. So, you really probably don't want to mess with this guy until you get pretty decent at parrying these guys. Which is unfortunate because, well, I mean, I guess this is a good place to learn that there is a bonfire right back there that we ran past. So if this guy kills you, it's a pretty short run up and you can grab your souls before you get smashed. Maybe this is a good place to practice. Easier than another Black Knight shield. Double shield. So this might be a good place to practice. You can rest at this bonfire, come and try to parry this guy, get killed 50 times, and then eventually sort of get decent at it. That there's, you know, just sort of a set list of 3 or 4 attacks that they do that you can parry, and you sort of learn them in the different timings. That there's like a fast one and a slow one, and one that fakes you out like the shield bash. So you might remember that this guy is supposed to be dead, right? He gave us our Estus flask and then died, and he seems to be suspiciously not dead right now. So unfortunately, he's not happy to see us. He's gone hollow. He's acting like us, trying to kill the people he meets. And we just sort of have to... I mean, you can avoid him, but probably the nicest thing to do is just put him out of his misery. Put him to peace. Lay him to rest. Stop trying to kill him. He has like 1 HP left. That's good. Ow. Okay. I wanted to do the honorable thing and parry him. There we go. Give him a good honorable death. Sorry, friend, whatever your name was, I don't even remember. You get a crest shield for this. This does something or another. I don't know. It's like good at blocking magic or some such nonsense. Yeah. Well, it's good at blocking fire. It's pretty stable. Sorry, it's good at blocking magic compared to my shield. Whatever. It's a decent shield, but I don't use it much. The main thing that we're interested in was way back in the day. There was a... Oh. That stone's still there. Pro tip. Way back in the day up here where we came through and did the plunging attack on the first boss, there was this other door that we couldn't open. Oh, I didn't get the key, did I? I am a moron, man. Well, we'll figure it out soon. But I need a key to open that door, and I don't think I picked up that key. In fact, I think that's probably the item on the roof that we needed. The lessons you learn. Oh, there's now 2 guys here. Stab me. That's not the parry button. It was the shield button. Alright. So, we would like to get in here, but we don't have the key. So I need to go get the key. So, because I haven't rested here, I can use a hard bone. Or we could just run back and go to the nest. But I guess that we'll run back and try to get that key. And I bet it is that thing on the roof. How silly of me. It's easier to get off on the 2nd floor from that right-hand elevator, because it's sort of easy to fall through the hole there. We'll just do this again, and maybe... Oh, that was close. Maybe not mess it up so much this time. Just grab this. Yep. I am a fool. That was the key that I wanted. So we have to do all this again, because I forgot. Not sure why the elevator's taking a moment before moving. I thought it was more instantaneous than that. No! Okay. Oh well. That is not what I want to do. Skeletons, I don't want to mess with you. You don't want to mess with this. I'm not the same boy I once was. Or girl. I'm not the same lady I was before. Whoa. Okay. One thing you want to be really careful of is being locked onto an enemy as they fall off a cliff, because it pulls you towards them. So if an enemy is about to fall off the cliff, you want to be really careful about sort of not moving until the lock-on goes away. Or be careful about what enemy the lock-on transfers to. It's really easy to just have it pull you down with them. Like Andros. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Some days the platforming gets you, and some days you get the platform. Alright. We'll just pretend to be an egg for a while. The good news is once you wait for it the first time, it doesn't make you wait so long. Yeah, you can even skip the cutscene if you want to. Alright. We are back. I still need to decide whether or not I actually want to fight that secret boss down in the basement or just grab this ring and get out of here. I kind of just want to grab this ring and get out of here. I'm having trouble fighting the Capra, so I'm not really convinced I'm going to do a good job fighting this guy. But again, the main thing is just avoid the center of the floor in here. It's really tempting just to run straight across and it'll crumble underneath you and you'll be sad. Does that Black Knight respawn? I assume he doesn't. I don't want to look. No. Alright, so I guess that the fastest way is provided you open the door over here. Just to skirt around the outside so you don't fall through. Go through this door, up, fight this guy, come up here. No, there isn't a ball this time. Go figure. And then we'll go and open that door finally. And that door exists just to block you from the item island. Guys really don't like stabbing you. Alright. All that there is through this door is the top half of the staircase that has this item on it that you couldn't climb before. So you have to do all of that just to get this ring. But this ring is really useful. Again, make sure you don't take off the ring of favor protection because it'll break and you'll be sad. But this allows you to sort of run in mud that you can't otherwise. So it allows you to move quickly through certain areas and it's useful. But sadly it's sort of in this hidden area that first of all is not that easy to find. Where did you come from? Where did this man come from? So not only do you have to find this place, which is like sort of hidden, but you have to know not to fall through the floor and then get beat up by this boss. I'll go ahead and try to beat this guy and probably fail. Because that's the sort of day it is, right? So, yeah. That went well. So if you want to fight this guy, then you want to rest at the bonfire so you don't have to fly back. But I'm not going to mess with that guy right now. We got the ring, we got the ring of favor protection, we got the rusted iron ring. So that was some good, you know, errand running for the time being. We know that that boss is there if we want to go try to fight it. And we know that we should go try to beat the Capra. That's it for this episode of Dark Souls for Dummies, and we'll be back next time for even more being bad at Dark Souls.